The royal starship Moonspire floated silently in the dark space, its metallic surface glowing like silver fire. Inside the grand hall of the ship, hundreds of wolf-like alien nobles gathered in a long, shining corridor, all waiting for one thing: the choosing ceremony of Princess Arala, the strongest alpha female of the Lunar Fang Empire. Princess Arala stood on a raised platform, tall and graceful, her silver fur shining like moonlight, her golden eyes sharp and proud. She was the daughter of the High Alpha, trained as a warrior since childhood and feared by many. Today she was supposed to choose a mate, but she already felt tired of it all. One by one, huge wolf warriors stepped forward, each taller and stronger than the last. They growled, posed, flexed their muscles, and showed their weapons. Every male wanted to impress her. Every male wanted to be her mate, but she rejected them all. "No," she said again and again, her voice calm but cold, her long tail swinging slowly behind her, her ears flat with irritation. None of them felt right. None of them touched her instincts. None of them stirred anything inside her heart. Her advisors whispered nervously. The ceremony could not fail. The Empire needed an alpha bond to stay strong, but Princess Arala did not care. She would rather stay alone than choose a male who felt wrong. Behind the crowd, near a wall, a human stood alone. He wore a gray janitor uniform and held a long cleaning tool in his hands. His name was Ethan. He was not important to anyone. He was not here for the ceremony. He was only cleaning the floor because it was part of his job. Most aliens ignored him. He was small, soft, and harmless compared to them. He worked quietly, trying not to disturb anyone. He did not even look toward the princess or the warriors. He had nothing to do with such things. But then something unusual happened. Princess Arala suddenly paused. Her ears lifted high. Her nose twitched. She felt something strange, a scent she had never smelled before. Warm, gentle, calm. It was not aggressive like the warriors. It was not heavy or sharp like the nobles. It was soft, clean, and soothing. She turned her head slowly, searching for the source. The whole hall went silent as her golden eyes scanned the crowd. Every warrior straightened, thinking she had finally chosen one of them. But she walked past them all, step by step, her long robe flowing like deep blue water. She moved toward the back of the hall, toward the simple worker no one noticed. Ethan froze when he saw her coming, his eyes wide, his hands shaking around the mop handle. He did not understand what was happening. He did not know what to do. He had never spoken to a princess before. The entire hall watched in shock, jaws open, tails lifted. No one could believe the Alpha Princess was walking toward a human janitor. Princess Arala stopped right in front of him, her face inches from his, her golden eyes glowing softly. She leaned closer, her nose near his neck. She inhaled slowly, and her pupils widened in surprise. There it was again, that strange warm scent. It was calming her instincts. It was spreading heat through her chest. It was stronger than anything she felt from the male warriors. She could not ignore it. She could not resist it. Ethan swallowed hard and whispered, Princess, do you need something from me?" She stared at him like she was seeing something rare, something important, something dangerous and beautiful. She gently placed her hand on his shoulder, her claws soft against his uniform. "What are you?" she asked in a quiet voice. He blinked, confused. I'm just the janitor." A wave of murmurs spread across the hall. The nobles gasped, the warriors growled with jealousy. The advisors panicked, but Princess Arala did not care about them. Her instincts were louder. "You," she said softly, "have a scent that feels right." Ethan felt his heart jump. He did not understand wolf culture, but he could tell this moment was important to her. He wished he knew what to say, but words did not come easily to him. One of the strongest warriors stepped forward angrily. "Princess, this human is weak, unworthy. He is nothing." Princess Arala turned her head sharply, her eyes burning like fire. "Silence," she ordered, her voice deep with alpha authority. The warrior bowed instantly. Shaking with fear, she looked back at Ethan, and the hall became silent again, like the whole ship was holding its breath. Her voice softened, surprising everyone. "Why does your scent calm my heart?" Ethan whispered nervously. "I don't know. Maybe I just cleaned the floors too much today." She stared at him for a long moment, then something inside her shifted. A decision, an instinct, a claim she could no longer deny. She stepped even closer and said in a quiet, trembling voice no one had ever heard from her, "You, stay with me." The hall exploded into shock, rage, jealousy, and fear, but the princess only focused on him, the human janitor who somehow awakened her alpha bond. And Ethan realized his life had just changed forever. The hall was still shaking with whispers when Princess Arala gently released Ethan's shoulder, but even after she stepped back, her eyes stayed locked on him, like she had found something rare and important. Ethan felt his heartbeat pounding. He had never been the center of attention before, and now an entire alien empire was staring at him with shock, confusion, and anger. Arala lifted her hand, signaling the end of the ceremony. Her voice echoed across the hall. "We will continue later. Leave us." The nobles obeyed quickly, some leaving with fear, some with jealousy boiling in their eyes. The warriors growled but walked away, confused and frustrated. A few kept staring at Ethan like they wanted to tear him apart, but none dared go against the princess's command. When the hall finally emptied, only Arala, Ethan, and 2 royal guards remained. The ship hummed softly around them, glowing lights reflecting off the silver walls. Ethan kept holding his mop like it was a shield. Arala stepped closer again, her golden eyes studying him with deep focus. "Human, what is your full name?" she asked. "Ethan Cole," he answered quietly, still unsure if he should bow or salute. Her ears moved slightly as she listened to his voice. Her nose twitched again as she breathed in his scent. She felt her instincts pushing her forward, drawing her closer, but she forced herself to stay calm. She walked around him slowly, studying him from every angle. He stood still, nervous, confused, and a little scared. "You do not look strong," she said thoughtfully. "You do not look dangerous. Your body is small. Your scent is soft. But my instincts react to you." Ethan swallowed hard. "I'm sorry," he said, not knowing what else to say. Arala stopped in front of him again, her face serious. "Do not apologize. This is not something you control." The guards shifted uncomfortably. They had never seen their princess so focused on anyone before, especially a human janitor. Arala turned to her guards. "Prepare a private room. I want to speak with him alone." The guards hesitated. "Princess, with respect, he is a human worker. Should he really?" Arala's eyes flashed with alpha dominance. "Do not question me." The guards bowed in fear and rushed away. Now only Arala and Ethan remained, standing in the quiet hall. She spoke again, her voice gentler. "Walk with me." Ethan followed her through the bright corridors of the Moonspire, walking past tall windows showing deep black space and shining stars. He looked around nervously as other wolf-like aliens stared at them, shocked and confused. Some whispered, some glared, some even sniffed the air, trying to detect what the princess smelled. Arala noticed their reactions, her tail flicking with annoyance. She didn't care what they thought. Finally, they reached a quiet room with soft blue lights, a place made for meditation and calm thought. The air smelled clean, warm, peaceful. Arala stopped in the center of the room, and turned to face Ethan. "Tell me about yourself," she said. Ethan rubbed his hands together nervously. "There's nothing special, Princess. I clean the floors. I fix small things. I stay out of trouble, that's all." Arala stepped closer again, her gaze intense. "Your people confuse me," she said softly. "Humans are small, but they survive on death worlds. They are fragile, but they do not break easily. Their scent carries many layers." Ethan blinked. "Thank you." "I think?" She leaned closer again, her nose a few inches from his neck. He tensed, unsure if he should move or freeze. "There it is again," she whispered. "That calm scent. The one that pulls me." Her words made Ethan blush. He didn't understand alien bonding instincts, but he could see the seriousness in her eyes. Arala slowly stepped back, trying to control herself. "I do not know what this means yet, but I will find out." She walked to the door and locked it with a quiet click, then turned to him with a firm but calm expression. "You'll stay near me for now," she said, "until I understand why my instincts react to you." Ethan felt a wave of shock. "Princess." "I'm just a janitor." Arala's ears lifted slightly. As if amused, "You are not just anything anymore," she said. "Not to me." Before he could respond, a sudden loud noise echoed in the hallway outside, a deep growl mixed with metal scraping. Arala's eyes narrowed, her instincts flaring. "Stay behind me," she commanded. Ethan stepped back quickly as the door shook again. Something powerful was outside, something angry. And Arala understood instantly. Someone did not want the human near her. Someone was coming for him. The door shook again, harder this time. The sound of claws scraping metal filled the quiet room. Princess Arala moved in front of Ethan instantly, her stance low and ready, her golden eyes burning with warning. Ethan backed away until his shoulders touched the wall, fear tightening his chest. He had never seen a door bend like that. A deep growl came from the other side, thick and full of rage. "Princess," a voice snarled. "Release the human." Arala's ears pointed forward, her tail stiff with anger. "Who dares challenge my command?" she growled. The door slammed once more, and then it slid open violently. Two massive wolf warriors stepped inside, their fur bristling, their eyes glowing with fury. They were alpha-born males, towering and muscular, both armed with sharp wrist blades. The larger warrior pointed at Ethan. "This weak human cannot be near you, Princess. He is a danger to the Empire's honor." Arala stepped forward, blocking their path. "He is under my protection," she said sharply. "Touch him and you answer to me," the warriors growled louder. One spoke again. "The council fears you are being influenced by his scent. This is not natural. We will remove him." Ethan felt his stomach twist. He was just a janitor. He had never been part of something like this. He had no idea his presence could cause so much chaos before anyone could react. The smaller warrior rushed forward, trying to push past Arala, but the princess met him with a quick strike, her claws flashing as she knocked him back. He crashed against the wall with a loud snarl. The larger warrior roared and charged toward Ethan. His blades raised. Ethan froze for a second, fear gripping every part of his body. But then something unexpected happened inside him. A spark of courage, a sudden push of instinct. He grabbed the only thing he had, his mop. He swung it forward with all his strength, aiming for the warrior's eyes. The strike wasn't powerful, but it was fast and surprising. The mop head smacked into the warrior's face. The warrior stumbled back with a growl of shock. Arala seized the moment. She lunged forward, slamming her elbow into the warrior's ribs. The hit made him drop one of his blades. She followed with a kick that sent him sliding across the floor. Ethan stared at his mop in disbelief. "I actually hit him," he whispered. Shaking, Arala turned to him quickly, her eyes wide for a moment. "You acted without fear," she said. "That is rare." He shook his head. "I was terrified." "Courage is not the absence of fear," she replied. "It is action despite fear." The two warriors stood again, growling, bruised but not defeated. They glared at Ethan now with pure hatred. The larger one spat. "A human touched me." "This is an insult." Arala stepped forward, her voice deep and cold. "Leave now or face punishment." The warriors hesitated. Their pride wounded, but her alpha pressure was too strong. They backed away slowly, their eyes still locked on Ethan. "This is not over," one growled before they left the room. The door slid shut behind them, leaving silence and tension in the air. Ethan let out a shaky breath, leaning on the wall for support. "Princess." "I didn't mean to make things worse," he said softly. Arala stepped closer, her expression softening. She placed her hand on his arm. "You saved me," she said. "You acted fast." "Without thinking of yourself?" He looked confused. "But you protected me first." Her golden eyes softened even more. "Because something in me reacts to you, something ancient, something instinctive, but today. You proved it is not one-sided." Ethan felt heat rise in his face. He wasn't used to such attention, especially from someone like her. Arala took a deep breath, her nose lifting slightly as she inhaled his scent again. That strange, calm feeling washed over her once more. Her instincts whispered that he was safe, that he was chosen. "This changes everything," she murmured, before Ethan could ask what she meant. The door panel lit up with a warning signal. A royal advisor appeared on the screen, his voice tense. "Princess Arala, the council demands your presence at once. There are serious accusations regarding the human." Arala's eyes narrowed. "Accusations? Yes," the advisor said. "They claim he has influenced your mind, and they want him removed from the ship." Ethan felt a wave of dread. "Removed," he whispered. Arala turned to him, placing a firm hand on his shoulder. "They will not touch you," she said. "I will speak for you." Her voice was filled with certainty, strength, and something deeper, something she was slowly accepting. "Stay close," she said softly. "From now on, wherever I go, you go." And together they walked toward the council chamber, unaware that even greater danger waited ahead. Danger stronger than jealous warriors and fearful advisors. Danger that wanted the human gone forever. The walk to the council chamber felt long and heavy. Ethan stayed close behind Princess Arala, trying to keep his steps quiet. Every guard they passed stared at him with suspicion, some with open hatred, others with fear. Arala ignored all of them, her tail high, her posture strong, her eyes sharp with determination. When the giant doors of the council chamber opened, a wave of cold tension filled the air. Inside stood 12 elders, all powerful alpha males with silver-gray fur and thick armor. Behind them waited dozens of warriors, all glaring at Ethan like he was a threat to their entire empire. Arala stepped forward without bowing, her presence commanding the room. Ethan stayed one step behind her, trying not to tremble. The High Counselor growled, "Princess Arala, we have received troubling reports." Arala's voice was calm. "Then speak." The counselor pointed at Ethan sharply. "This human has affected your instincts. He has weakened your judgment. The Empire cannot risk a princess bonding with a fragile outsider." Arala's eyes narrowed, her voice deepening. "My instincts are mine, not yours." Murmurs spread across the chamber. The elders shifted uncomfortably. They were not used to a princess speaking against them. Another elder banged his staff. "Human, step forward." Ethan hesitated, but Arala nodded once. Giving him silent strength, he stepped into the center of the room. The warriors growled at his small human frame. The elder sniffed the air near Ethan, his face twisting with confusion. His scent is strange. Too calm. Too warm. Another elder added, "It threatens our traditions." Arala stepped between Ethan and the elders. Her voice sharp. "He threatens nothing." The counselor slammed his staff again. "Then prove it." Ethan blinked. "Prove." "What?" The elder spoke in a loud voice. "If this human wants to stand at your side, he must survive the trial of courage." Gasps echoed through the chamber. Even some warriors looked nervous. The trial of courage was known across the empire. It was old, dangerous, and deadly. It tested not strength, but bravery and instinct. One wrong move meant death. Arala growled instantly. "No, he will not take the trial." But Ethan surprised everyone. Even himself. He stepped forward and said quietly, "I'll do it." The whole chamber froze. Arala turned to him quickly, her eyes wide. "Ethan, you do not understand what the trial is." He swallowed hard but didn't step back. "Maybe I don't. But if I don't face it, they'll never accept me near you." Her chest tightened. Her instincts screamed to stop him, to protect him. But she also saw the calm determination in his eyes. The same determination she felt in his scent. The elders nodded. "The human accepts," Arala growled. "I do not accept," the counselor smirked. "If he wins, we will not question your choices again. If he fails, he leaves the ship forever." Ethan felt fear coil in his stomach, but he nodded. Arala clenched her fists, her claws digging into her palms. "I will be there," she said firmly. "I will not let him face this alone." The council ignored her protest and ordered the trial to begin immediately. Ethan was led through a side door into a large training arena inside the ship. Bright lights illuminated a floor covered with shifting platforms, sharp obstacles, and smoke-filled corners. This was not a test of strength. This was a test of survival, instinct, and courage. Arala stepped to the observation platform above, her heart pounding with fear she had never felt before. She wanted to jump down and shield him. But the rules were strict. She could only watch. The trial master shouted, "Begin." A low growl filled the arena, and a massive holobeast appeared, its shape wolf-like but distorted, taller than a man, with glowing blue eyes and sharp digital claws. It wasn't alive, but it could hit, scratch, and throw with real force. Ethan stared at the beast, his body shaking. He had no weapon, nothing but his own mind. The beast charged. Ethan barely rolled aside, the claws slicing the floor where he had stood. He scrambled to his feet, breathing fast from above. Arala whispered, "Come on, Ethan. Trust yourself." Ethan remembered her words from before. Courage was not the absence of fear. It was action despite fear. He dodged another strike, then grabbed a loose metal rod from the ground. The beast roared at him. Ethan didn't fight it head on. He used the environment, making the beast smash into walls, slip on shifting platforms, and get trapped in tight spaces. The crowd watching from above grew silent. Even the elders leaned forward. Ethan wasn't strong, but he was smart, fast, and unpredictable. Finally, he lured the beast onto a weak platform, and when it collapsed, the holobeast fell into the energy pit below. Disappearing in a burst of blue light, the arena fell silent, then erupted in shock. Ethan stood shaking. Exhausted but alive, Arala felt a wave of pride so strong it almost hurt. Her instincts flared, her heart pounded. He had survived. The counselor stood slowly. "The human has passed the trial of courage," he said reluctantly. "The council will honor the result." Arala rushed down from the platform, grabbing Ethan's arms, her voice trembling. "You could have died," he smiled weakly. "But I didn't." And her instincts whispered one truth she could no longer ignore. This human was meant to stand at her side. The arena lights dimmed slowly as Ethan tried to steady his breathing. Princess Arala held his arms tightly. Her golden eyes filled with a mixture of shock, pride, and fear. The council had accepted the result of the trial, but she knew the danger was far from over. Ethan could see the tension in her shoulders. "Princess, are we safe now?" he asked softly. Arala looked toward the council chamber doors, her ears twitching with unease. "No, Ethan," she whispered. "They accepted the trial. But they did not accept you." Before Ethan could respond, the ship shook violently. Alarms blared, red lights flashed across the corridors. The royal guards rushed inside, shouting, "Princess Arala! The Iron Fang clan has attacked the Moonspire." Arala's eyes widened. "They dare!" The guard continued, "Their leader demands your surrender, or they will destroy the ship." Ethan felt ice crawl up his spine. Why would they come now? Arala already knew the answer. "Because of you," she said quietly. "The Iron Fang leader was one of my rejected suitors." The ship trembled again as explosions echoed from below. Ethan grabbed the rail to stay standing. Arala took a deep breath, her warrior instincts rising. "Come with me," she commanded. They ran through the corridors, guards clearing a path as the ship shook around them. The hull alarms roared, sparks burst from ceilings. The Iron Fang boarding ships crashed against the docking bay. When Arala and Ethan reached the hangar, the massive doors opened with a heavy hiss, revealing the Iron Fang warriors marching inside. Armored in dark steel, fangs bared and eyes full of rage. At the front stood their leader, a towering alpha male with black fur and crimson markings. His voice boomed through the chamber. "Princess Arala, step away from the human. He is not worthy of your line." Arala stepped forward fearlessly. "You have no claim here," the Iron Fang leader snarled. "You dishonor our blood, choosing a small, weak creature over a warrior." He pointed his blade at Ethan. "Give him to us, and we will leave your ship unharmed," Arala growled, her claws extending. "He is under my protection," the leader laughed, the sound sharp and cruel. "Then you both die." He charged forward with terrifying speed. Arala pushed Ethan aside and clashed with the Iron Fang leader. Their claws sparked as metal scraped against metal. The impact shook the air. Ethan scrambled behind a fallen crate, watching helplessly as Arala fought fiercely, her movements sharp and strong. But the Iron Fang leader was larger, heavier, and filled with fury. The battle raged across the hangar, guards trying to hold back other attackers, explosions shaking the walls. Arala ducked under a heavy strike and slashed his side. The Iron Fang leader roared, but didn't fall. He grabbed her arm and threw her hard against the ground. Ethan's heart stopped. "Arala," he shouted. Running toward her without thinking, the Iron Fang leader turned sharply. Locking eyes with Ethan, "Human," he hissed. "You are the reason for this shame." He charged at Ethan with a blade raised high. Ethan's breath caught. He had no weapon, no armor, no chance. But something inside him refused to run, refused to hide, refused to let her fall. He grabbed a fallen metal pipe and swung it with all his strength. It struck the Iron Fang leader's arm, making him stagger for a moment. That one moment was enough. Arala leaped to her feet with a roar, her eyes blazing with golden fire. She moved faster than Ethan had ever seen, instinct and fury guiding her. She tackled the Iron Fang leader to the ground, her claws slashing. Her strength breaking his guard, he tried to rise. But she slammed her hand against his throat, pinning him. "You threatened the one I chose," she growled, "and for that, you fall." With one final strike, she defeated him. His blade clattered to the ground as he collapsed unconscious. The remaining Iron Fang warriors froze, seeing their leader beaten, then slowly raised their hands in surrender. The hangar grew silent, except for the crackle of sparking wires and Ethan's unsteady breathing. Arala turned to him, her chest rising and falling, her fur marked with battle dust. She stepped close and placed her hand gently on his cheek. "You stood against him," she whispered. "You risked everything." Ethan swallowed. "I couldn't let him hurt you." Her golden eyes softened in a way no one in her empire had ever seen before. Her voice quiet but powerful. "My instincts were right," she said. "You are the one my heart chooses." The guards around them watched in silence. Some shocked, some moved, none daring to speak. Arala took Ethan's hand and lifted it for all to see, her voice echoing through the damaged hangar. "Let it be known across the Lunar Fang Empire. This human stands at my side." The declaration traveled through every corridor, every warrior, every council member, leaving no room for challenge. Ethan felt warmth spread through his chest. Something deeper than fear, deeper than confusion. A bond forming between two worlds. Arala stepped even closer, her forehead gently touching his. A gesture of claiming, a gesture of trust. "From today," she whispered, "you walk with me." Ethan Cole, and the entire empire knew. The Alpha Princess had chosen her mate, a human janitor who caught her scent, and changed her destiny forever.